Craig and the group start to prepare the list of improvements they are going to try and make during the challenge.
Tile behind the sinks.
Tile behind the spilling, splashback, that's great, because there's nothing there at the moment and there's a new sink and work surface in, so protect the walls. You've come up with some great ideas there. We are limited with time and we are limited with a budget. First of all, I'll tell you that the budget is €350. So what we want you to do is just put in here what goal you want and any little ideas around it here.
So our goal could be, for the whole lot of us, is to make this place friendly and warm. For the whole lot of us.
Yep.
They set out their goals and start to compile a list of decorating materials.
Paintbrushes, rollers, painting trays.
But it's not long before disagreements over the colour scheme threaten to grind the task to a halt.
Stephen, is that colour okay for you? Wheat grass. No turnip.
No.
Why?
No, no. Because when you look at the chart and when you buy the paint, it comes out a bit darker and everything else, it wouldn't know.
Well, I'm not going with your one.
I told you don't show the ones because they would say no. Don't show them again.
The women are choosing the paint for the wall.
No.
It took about an hour and a half to make a list for a bit of shopping, like. You understand? Well, I'm originally from Fatima Mansions, like, and then we moved from there to Ballyfermot. I moved from Ballyfermot when I was about 11 to Clondalkin. In my own school days, like, you know, for what little bit I went to school, you know, I'd Mitch cutting the back of lorries and we'd go down the fields and we'd rub the horses and we'd go down the horses all day long and probably be one of the lads, like.
Thomas's two great passions in life are horses and his 3 children.
I got 3 kids, Lauren, Jordan and Rachel. Be out straight with them, like, I have no education, you know. Look at me, like, you know what I mean? I'd love to be able to do me leaving and me end or whatever, you know. The best years of your life was schooling. It's when you got older then you realise that. So I make sure they go to school all the time and you know that it's most important for them to get their education.
One time my dad went into some place and he had to sign a form, but he couldn't sign it, so he asked me to sign a form. And I was kind of embarrassed as well.
It's not nice to say you can't spell their kids' names, you know. So that's what I'm saying, before the programme is up, like, I'd be able to write the names and put them into a sentence.
Thomas has always managed to survive on his wits, and with the help of his wife Valerie, he had even managed to set up his own cleaning business. But sadly, his wife was hospitalised 9 years ago with an unusual brain condition.
She took sick around 2000. They diagnosed her with a form of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. But she doesn't speak, can't get out of bed, you know. But she's not in any pain, you know.
This left Thomas unable to maintain the business, and trying to manage 3 young kids, he turned to his friends for help.
Me and my sister Kelly took over helping him and with the kids because he couldn't do it on his own.
She's been looking after the kids since my wife Valerie got sick, her and Kelly, and they do an awful lot for me, like, and they do a lot for the kids, like.
I'd go to all the meetings in the school and then when letters come home from the school and we'd read them out to him.
I don't cover up as much as I used to, you know. That's why I'm doing this course now. Enough is enough.
I think it's good because then you'll be able to read me stories and help me with my homework.
It just came to the stage where it's out in the open. I only just, you know, I'm going for it. You know, I want to be able to just read that book, like, you know.
See if they have a trolley in here.
Back in Moy Valley, and the group have split into 2. Half have gone to get the materials for the makeover, and the others are cleaning and preparing the schoolhouse.
Ask them for the flat packs.
When I was a youth worker based in the YMCA, I remember noticing that some of the teenagers we were working with, there was a lot of literacy difficulty there. I sort of checked out the avenues and how we can get these people looked after. And I realised actually I could get myself trained as a literacy tutor, as a volunteer tutor, which is what I did nearly 6 years ago now.
We need a hammer and we need some locks. What's the locks for, guys?
For the security on the doors for the kids.
I would see it probably as a vocation. It's something I enjoy doing. It's something I love doing. For the type of work that I do, the community work, the literacy, it isn't for money you do it, it's for the passion and for the joy. And allowing somebody to fill out that application form or to be able to write that note can move them on. That's fantastic. That's huge for me. So you know the total is.
298.31.
Right. It'll change everybody's lives, and the smallest of change is amazing. I mean, for somebody to go home and to be able to pick up that little book that they've always wanted to pick up and read to either their daughter or their son or their granddaughter, and just not to look at the picture and make up the story, but actually to read that line or those 2 lines is huge.
With lunch over, the group gets stuck into the makeover. They have 3 hours to read and follow all the instructions and then assemble all the flat packs and paint and decorate the schoolhouse.
Where's the instructions? We got them. We want to do it in millimetres so we can get a more accurate and up-to-date measurement. And it's on, what's that?
190.
190, and it goes to where my thumb is too there.
So 192.
Yeah, I think having difficulty with literacy is going to make it a lot harder. They were all quite, slow when it comes to adding the materials up they were getting and trying to work with the budget and even trying to plan their time scale as well. They were quite slow at getting started, but now they've started the practical work. They've speeded up, moved up another gear now. It's on the wrong way round.
We know that.
You know that?
I know it now.
Well, quick, we'll run out. No, I don't think anyone's getting stressed out at the moment. Oh no, maybe Anne with the blonde hair. She's getting a little bit rowdy over the flat packs.
We prepared one already. You prepared one earlier, did you? Yeah. You could be wearing this going back home.
I just say,
I think today was the first day we're all, we're in class, we're all around. Today was the first day we were in kind of a confined space together. And I just know a lot of people are kind of getting a little bit angry with other people. Some people didn't pull the weight, and then I think everyone was kind of getting a little bit kind of edgy coming to the end of it.
The team races to the finish line and invite Joan back to cast an eye over their makeover.
Okay, Joan, you can open them up now.
Oh my God! Oh wow! And the artwork. Where are the artists?
Do you like that? A bit of everybody. Put their signatures on the wall there. Give yourselves a round of applause.
It's Saturday night, and after a hard day's graft in the schoolhouse, the group who live and work together prepare a meal. They meet in Anne Boyd's cottage in Moy Valley for their first dinner together, but her assistant Thomas has other ideas.
Yeah, I'm going to keep the dinner. That's going to take an hour, 2 hours, isn't it? I'm starving.
I'll have to start.
No, give us 10 minutes. I was hungry. I was hungry, and I brought the makings of a fry, and I've done it.
It is now, be honest.
Yeah, it smells nice.
Anne finds a more willing assistant in Stephen and pushes on with the meal preparation.
Stephen is a great crack. And he doesn't mean to be funny. It's just his sense of humour. I think I'm making friends with them all. We can relate to one another. Do you know what I mean? And it's better this way, really, because we're all in the one boat. I have a brain, but it wasn't really worked well. It didn't get a chance to work. I wanted to do things like tum to Bundoran to a dance instead of doing me homework. And do you know, that kind of a way? I was too giddy. School was no good for me. But now, I know it has affected me now.
Anne Boyd is a grandmother from Sligo. She has 5 children and 8 grandchildren. She left school when she was just 13.
I think myself I might have having now what everyone has, ADHD, because I was very giddy. I didn't want to learn. And then when I came to 12, I got a job. And when you get a job first, you love the money. So it never bothered me, but now it does. Since I got the job up in Family Resource Centre, you really, when you have to fill in the files, you say, now Anne, how will I get out of this one?
Like most people who have difficulties with literacy, Anne had managed to work around the issue for years and ignore anything that required reading and writing.
Bills coming in the door, you can't just read them. There's loads of them up there, thrown in the cupboard that was never opened. What's the point of them writing out to me when I can't read them? To learn to...
But now she wants to build on her experience within the care profession, but her lack of education is holding her back.
Work for the elderly. I'd love to do that, but you see, what's stopping me is my reading and writing. Even for my grandchildren. Do you know, at night when we'd be sitting here when I'm babysitting and ask you to read a little story for them, it's horrible. You know what I mean? To pick up a book, and I do have to make little stories up for them. Do you know what I mean? That wouldn't be in the book. Look, I can really be a student.
Now in her 50s, she sees this as her last chance at finishing off an education that stopped nearly 40 years ago.
I mean, I am who I am and nobody's going to change me now. But I want to change for to read and write. That's all I want to do. Yeah, I will do it. I will study. I will this time, because I'm older. I'll sit in my class. Be a good girl.
After a long day of group activities, at the meal, everyone is starting to feel the strain. Being a Muslim, drinking alcohol is out of the question for Ifra.
He said there's wine on it.
Yeah, I
and
thought
he said,
there
I'm
was,
not
but
going
there's
to.
not.
And Anna, she swore it. And he said, I believed her. And now when it comes here, he said, are you going to eat it again? Very bad. Every Sunday when we go up, I just drink my juice and they drink whatever they drink here. And it's very bad. Somebody you tell, oh, it's no alcohol and give them, you know. I couldn't do that.
There's no alcohol in this, is there?
Surprise!
I'm thanks God I haven't eaten.
Yeah, because I told you there wasn't. But you told me there wasn't.
I didn't want you saying this no alcohol and you swear too much.
No, I didn't know there was any in it.
I thought it was a little bit tense tonight in the house as well. I thought there was one or two getting on each other's nerves, yeah. A little bit sarcastic there going on.
It's Sunday morning. Anna Hearn has slept in and nearly misses the class. Stephen decides to make his unhappiness with his living arrangements known to the group.
Timekeeping is very important. Try and be in class 5 to 9, or on Sunday morning 5 to 10, not 5 past. People happy.
Anne was a bit annoyed because I didn't wake her up this morning. And I said to Anne, I'm not responsible for nobody here. She's a grown woman. She can wake herself up in the morning.
I definitely say something will kick off. It's brewing. It is definitely brewing. There's just smart little digs thrown from one to another.
Next week on Written Off.
There is a bit of an atmosphere, yeah. And it's either going to come to the boil and boil over, or it's going to just stop now. Do you know what I mean?
About to walk out here, I'm walking out.
Here's to the next 3 weeks. I'm adult, I can handle myself, and I don't need anybody to control me.
If you would like to improve your reading and writing and receive a free learning pack, call the National Adult Literacy Agency on free phone 1800 2020 65. That's 1800 2020 65.